you know, what they do, or if they have a new service or something dynamic that they're doing. But anyways, so many people ask what exactly is vocational service? The concept of vocational service, the object of Rotary, is a philosophical statement of Rotary's purpose and the responsibilities of Rotarians. The concept of vocational service is rooted in the second object, which calls upon Rotarians to encourage and foster high ethical standards in business and profession, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation, and an opportunity to serve society as a Rotarian, and how you can put these ideas into action. Consider any suggestions. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can put your vocation to work to do good in our communities. You just have to think about it. So, you know, taking time to talk about the vocations in the club and how we might be able to use our fellow members to do good things in the world. Practice your profession with integrity and inspire others to behave ethically through your own words and actions. Help a young person achieve his or her career aspirations. Guide and encourage others in their professional development. If you do many of these things, you are performing vocational service. And if vocational service motivates and energizes you, then you're in the right place, because vocational service is in the very essence of Rotary. It's what sets Rotary apart from many of the other service organizations. And as we know, we've talked about Paul Harris started Rotary with a group of his professional buddies that came together that had similar ideals. So it's kind of the same thing for us. And many of us, when we network and we're meeting people, we're meeting other business professionals and people in industry that could have a lot to offer. So, consider that when you're talking to people about, when they say, well, why should I join Rotary? What makes Rotary so special? Because we have the opportunity to do a lot of those things within our organization that a lot of them don't embrace. So on to announcements. Obviously, we're back to the every Tuesday lunch meetings, and it will remain the hybrid format. Hopefully we get this internet stuff figured out and can move past that. Still, to my knowledge, I have not been informed any differently that the save the date for the Fine Arts Festival is still set for the March 27th and 28th. So please put that on your calendars. We do have a couple of birthdays. We have Carol Peterson was on the 3rd. Ann Montgomery is today. So if you see her out, wish her a happy birthday. And Brownie Schoenbauer is on the 6th. And then Carol Peterson also is a club anniversary of 12 years of service. So we thank Carol for all of that. Upcoming meeting dates, the 12th, we have the Green Dot program with Elise Clark. She's going to talk about the human trafficking issues and stuff in the area. And then on the 19th, we have FPL coming in, and they're going to talk about current initiatives and their community involvement, and that's with Charlotte Miller. And on the 26th of January, we'll have the Inglewood Chamber of Commerce, the new director that was hired, Doug Izzo, come and talk about what he has in store for the chamber. So with that, what I really kind of wanted to do is just let people kind of talk about their vocations. And like I said, if you have a service, a special, or anything unique that you want to share, kind of just going to go around and hand off the microphone. And let me wipe it down first. And then if we can hang on to their Zoom link, we'll let those people on Zoom talk as well. I know we might not be able to see each other and whatnot, but at least we can incorporate. That's we can do that because you guys are eating. Do you guys want to do that? You want to go first? Janet, you want to start? You got to come off mute.
I'm off mute.
Okay. Can you guys hear her? Semi okay? Okay.
I talk pretty loud too, so.
Okay. Well, I got my volume up as high as it'll go. So go ahead, Janet. Tell us about your vocation and anything special that you would like us to know.
So I guess since I'm first, I'm going to try to punt and kick and see if I do this right. When I'm out and about for Rotary, I think one of the big things that I like to mention is how we are involved in everything. So if they have an interest in anything, it's something that we have. I don't know anything that we're not involved in. Um, and it helps me too, because I am a realtor in town. And when I have new people coming in town, a lot of them are knitters, or they like construction, or they like gardening. And I have a place to be able to say, hey, through Rotary, we have all of that. And it kind of makes it nice, and it makes a great conversation. So I've found being in Rotary, it's helped me both in my business and my personal life. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay, so how has it helped you in real estate?
Oh my goodness. I've had sales from it. I've had people find out that I'm a Rotarian, and they only want to deal with a Rotarian. Because of being a Rotarian, just in the month of December, I had 2 sales. So that's helped me. I've also been educated by Rotary, and a lot of times at Rotary, I get information from our speakers, and I'm able to speak to customers and um, inform them of things that other realtors don't know, which makes me better at my
Mhm.
job, which is my goal. So I've learned a lot. I mean, I have to say, like even the church, the Green Street Church, I learned so much from going to that seminar that we had about it. I learned so much about the guy that came and spoke about water. And I've been able to use that over and over and over in my real estate career.
Well, that's awesome. Anything else you want to add?
Call me for your real estate needs. Yay!
There you go. Okay. All right. Walt, what about you?
First, I have to unmute myself. Can
Yes,
you hear me now?
we can.
This is actually a Verizon commercial, if you can hear me now. No, my wife and I have been involved in collecting art, as it says on our DAC-DB information. We have owned a substantial amount of art for many, many years, so we decided that we would start selling the art that we had on the secondary market. We have both a website, Powers Galleries, and we also have a Facebook page that shows all of the art that we have available with the prices and so forth. It's one of those things where we don't do a lot of marketing other than just advertising on Facebook and on the internet. That's usually the extent of it. We also have another company that Powers Investigations. I don't know where I got that name, but probably because I was with the sheriff's office in Minnesota, Hennepin County, for almost 20 years. When I retired from there, I started my own private detective agency, and we were licensed in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and North and South Dakota. And our agency grew to be one of the largest private detective and security companies in the upper Midwest. And then 15 years ago, we decided that we wanted to retire. So we sold the business to a friendly competitor and moved to Florida. And we are still licensed to do investigations here in Florida. And we primarily work under the name of Airlink. And it's a company that we specialize in locating missing heirs to estates. And our clients are attorneys and people that deal with older people normally. And the cases that we get are people pass away and they don't have a will, or they haven't any way to, we don't know how to get a hold of their heirs. So the attorneys hire us to find heirs to the estate. And I would say 9 times out of 10, or maybe even more often than that, we will find people that are heirs to the estate left by the person that just passed away. Now, if one of you wants to get on that list to be eligible for an heir, I don't think that'll work, but every time I tell people that, they usually say, well, if you need somebody,
Right.
I'm available.
That's
All you
right.
have to do is tell me what their last name is and I'll change mine. Normally, we aren't talking about a lot of money, so, but still, when we contact someone and tell them that one of their relatives passed away and they are an heir to the estate, we haven't had anybody hang up on us. They
Right.
usually say, oh, really? Let's talk
So
more.
that involves a little bit of like genealogy type of tracking then. Is that correct?
Hallie is a very, very good Ancestry.com and genealogy. We both have family trees of our own, but when you know the right place and you subscribe to the right databases and websites, it's just a matter of, it takes time to find it, but
Right.
it's out there if you know where to look.
Well, that's interesting. Thank you. I mean, that might be beneficial to some of our members to know that. Absolutely. All right. Anything else, Walt?
Yes, I do have something else.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me be a member of the Rotary Club of Englewood.
Thank you for being a
As you all know, I've been members of other Rotary clubs in the past. The Rotary Club of Murdoch for probably close to 17, 18 years. And prior to that, I was a Rotarian in Minnesota at the Egan Rotary Club. And Tracy has been so kind as to ask me to fill in as president in a couple of years. And I figure 6 times will be a charm because I've already been a president of a Rotary Club 5 times. I would have been this year with you had our club not folded early this year, because if you remember,
Right.
you and I attended Pets
Right.
that
was the last time that we could physically be together.
Pretty much, yes. So anyway, that's all I have. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
I'll still be.
Marie, would you like to share something? And it could be about your past vocation or something that you're passionate about now. You got to unmute. Sorry. There we go.
Feel like I'm doing a lot of sitting around right now, which I
Yeah.
am. I don't have anything that I can offer right now, but what I'd like to say is that this is a great idea for a meeting, and I'm very inspired by the first 2, and especially Walt. What a great thing to be doing when you're retired and you can't leave the house.
Mhm.
So it's good. It's very inspiring.
That's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about your boating.
Well, before I came here, I was a captain of a 30-foot power boat, and I took people out snorkeling. And it was great fun, and it was just wonderful to see how they enjoyed being in the water and being there for the first time. And
Yeah.
and I had people that would help me if I run into some problem, like boat problem, engine problem.
Mhm.
But it was good.
Good. That's awesome. All righty, Tracy, would you like to share something with us?
Well, I'm not working since I've been retired for almost 2 years, but just enjoying life of what I can, being homebound now, even more so with COVID. I don't think my mom will allow me to leave until we all get vaccinated.
Understandable.
But just enjoying the pool and just enjoying life as much as you can.
Well, that's awesome. And I think you have displayed, some of your vocation in your past has offered you opportunities to be able to do kind of some of the work that you're doing now with, public image and, your designs of some of that stuff.
Yep. So we just got to keep busy.
That's right. Awesome. Okay, so I turn that, we'll turn the room upside down. And we'll go over here to Mr. Blaze.
Really?
Well, I just wanted to clean it. You don't have to have
Oh.
it.
I'll peel it off. I don't need this.
Okay. You know,
I've been in the air conditioning refrigeration field since 1970. Came down here with my wife in 76 in Inglewood. Started Castleair in 1990. Had 2 kids, Samantha and Blaze. Great place to raise a family. We found Rotary through our ventures in giving the things that we thought, excited us. We found a group of people that also do the same thing. So that made us find a whole lot more friends. And it's really nice in Rotary. I've had a lot of different conversations with people. And in the conversation, they say, well, they don't have the iron to wine. They may say like, can you tell us a little bit about wine and this and that? We'll talk about it a little bit. Then I'll come out and say that, Rotary has all these different avenues. That if you want to know about wine or golfing or puzzle making or music or boating or that all these different clubs that you could join and get involved with and meet people that are on the same wavelength and so that's one of the biggest things about Rotary. There's always somebody there to talk to with your ideas with, privately, socially, to bring people together. The trips we've taken have just been
phenomenal.
incredibly phenomenal. The people that we've met and the things that we've seen around the world, the people that we've helped, through India and all of that trip, and then all through Germany. Just great times, great memories. And it's nice to always meet somebody new with a new idea that you didn't know you had a liking to.
Right.
Oh, and by the way,
I think there's something that you have that's a new service though that you just recently that's.
with the COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got informed about 3 weeks ago, there's a thing out there called the Remy Halo. It's in the UV spectrum of light. And it was sent out to a third-party scientific corporation that said that it's the only thing on the market that is killing COVID in your house. So you put this in your supply ductwork right after your air handler, and it sanitizes all the air and surfaces and webs and everything in your house, kills it within an hour. So Kathy just had it. My mother and I did not get it. Plus, that first night when she came home and said that she was positive, I was nuts cleaning the house and changing all the linens and sanitizing everything. And then the next day, my office came out and put two Remy's, one in each system. And within probably 8 days, between that and all the vitamin C and being isolated in a room and it definitely helped. But this new, it's not new. The Remy Halo's been around a long time. We've been using it a lot for doctors' offices, things like that, to sanitize here where a lot of people come in and out and all that. But we've also been using it out on the beaches and the bay for red tide. It takes the red tide out of your house. Kills it. Kills the virus.
Yeah.
So that, so you come out, you're outside in your house, and then you go
Right.
outside and you can breathe again. And
Right.
it's pretty cool. So now it just got approved for COVID a couple of weeks ago. And we can't we're buying by the cases.
Yeah, I
Crazy,
bet.
just crazy.
Well, that's
There's a
fantastic.
big ad coming out in one of the next Inglewood reviews. I'm putting finishing touches on the ad now. Other air conditioning companies in the area are anywhere from $900 to $1,200 for these things. We're doing it for $849. So
That's great.
yeah, so it's on Castleair webpage now. And we'll have it in the review in the next. It'll come out every other week. We'll have it out there.
Karen? Does anybody want the microphone? 'Cause I'm gonna put it up.
Well, that's just an example of Rotary. I mean, sitting here listening to, what Blaise is describing and, sharing with us. that's, like you said, it's like-minded people, and we share all the time. Alfred and I consider our Rotary Club our family. And we've missed everybody because we haven't had, the opportunity of late because of the outbreak we had within our club. But I am a mortgage loan officer. I've been doing this for over 40 years. Nothing special about it, except it's crazy busy and new construction is going like gangbusters. So needless to say, I think rates are good. I just locked somebody at below 3% on a 30-year fix. So I think it will continue, which I'm very thankful for. I work at Centennial Bank. I work at the same bank that Kathy works at, and she's in Venice. But we've been able to close our lobby, and I stay in my little office, and I wear my mask when I go out to the kitchen or the coffee machine or whatever. So knock on wood, keep ourselves safe. But I joined Rotary at the encouragement of Alfred and some of the friends that I knew were in.
It looks like she might have froze. Trying to see who else is there.
I know that Jen Stanton is there.
And who's that, Ed?
I can't see that well. Oh, she's totally gone now.
Oh, she's totally gone now.
Well, I can tell you about Karen. Karen has good rates. Her service is good. If Karen's sick and you're doing a loan with Karen, Don Campo steps in. There is no hiccup. And I know that Karen is everywhere in Inglewood promoting Rotary. So there, I just did Karen's speech for her.
Yeah, and Jen, I don't know if you guys know, but she recently purchased a house up in Michigan, and she will be moving up there, I think, as soon as her son graduates in May. Her father-in-law.
Talking about Jen Stanton with the plumbing company.
Yep, Jen, she's going to be moving up there, and I think they're going to go into real estate up there.
So I helped them find their house in Michigan, and we closed on it already. And they have a beautiful home, and I've got their house listed here in the area, and they've contemplated going in real estate from the couple that I introduced them to help them with the house. So it just kind of depends on where they go from there. I think real estate's going to be a different market in the next 3 to 4 years. So
well, especially in Michigan too.
Yeah.
It's not as hot.
Yeah.
We still have some family that lives in Detroit and Mount Clemens and Grosse Pointe, and it's not as hot up there.
I've sold 6 houses in Michigan so far this year. So it's quite amazing up there, but it was hard. The first house I had listed, the buyers put an offer in, but they weren't allowed to go into the home until the governor released that they could walk through. And so almost 2 months.
Yeah, that Michigan governor is really strict up there.
Yeah. I can't hear you, Walt. Walt, you're on mute.
Not anymore.
Here you are. What were you saying?
And then
I was talking to my wife that she had turned off a kitchen light, and that reduced my visibility.
oh. And then I know Ed is a retired grocer. I guess I don't know if he owned or managed a smaller grocery chain. So, and he's been a grocer pretty much all his life.
Tracy, what did you do when you were working?
I did mortgages for 25 years.
Say that again.
Mortgage.
Oh, mortgage. Okay.
Yep. So my parents, I've been in real estate ever since I was 16. My parents owned Remax offices. We had several over on the other coast in Broward and Palm Beach County. And then they retired and moved over here. So I did not want to do real estate. I then got into mortgages, and that's what I've been doing for the last 25 years. I had my own company over in Fort Lauderdale. And then in 2007, my mom was having a little bit of health issues. So I moved over, closed up and moved over here. And that's what I did, which, I did fairly well in it. So my daughter always said that she never wanted to be a paper pusher because back then there was a lot of paper. Now, the last probably 5 years, it's been pretty much paperless. You scan everybody's tax returns, you don't copy anything anymore. Everything's done on the computer. But prior to that, I remember we probably killed small trees because we had to make a package for the lender, or actually 2 packages for the lender, a package if it had mortgage insurance for the mortgage insurance company, and then we had to keep a package. So we made 4 copies of our loan packages, plus they had the original. And we would have to FedEx these big boxes. One loan was in a box, and it was crazy. And you had to FedEx them out to a lender. They then had to underwrite it. I had to even write. We didn't have computer loan applications. I don't know if Janet remembers that because Janet was back then. We didn't have computer loan applications. We had carbon paper when I got into the business.
Yeah, I was licensed in 12 states with 110 employees doing mortgages and real estate. And we had the carbon paper in between all press hard. There's 3 copies, and they would get the pink copy, and we kept the yellow copy because the white copy had to go back to the main. Oh my goodness. And to this day, I love it. At Christmas, I'm always asking the kids questions. I asked them this year, what is carbon paper? They don't know. But Tracy was good at what she did. Tracy, she was really, really good. Customers loved her. She was good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed working with first-time home buyers. I know Janet likes doing that too, because they just get so excited to be a homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
And they're usually a little bit tougher for financing.
Yes, I'm working with one right now, and it's adorable, but
yeah. I see Ken just popped in. He doesn't have his photo on. Kim, we're talking about our past occupations, and I know you had a very interesting occupation. If you want to unmute and talk about yourself. Ken did some stuff in the science. I don't know exactly what, but he's very smart. He's a very smart intellectually person. Nope.
Now, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Now start the video too, I think. Okay,
There you go.
here we are.
good morning, Ken.
Good morning. Hi, how many people do we have?
Well, we're having some technical difficulty at the Elks Lodge. They have no internet. So we were on Deb's phone for probably about 20 minutes, and then we got kicked off. So what today's meeting about was vocational. And Janet right now is the only one that's working. We were just talking about some of our past stuff as we're retired. So tell us a little bit about you, Ken, because you had an interesting career.
Company called Medtronic in Minneapolis for 30 years. We were and now still are the world's largest manufacturer of pacemakers. And I was in the research and development. I also had a time when I wore a marketing hat for a while. And it was just a great company to work for because every year in Forbes magazine, we got listed as being the best company in the US to work for. And it's a great company to be retired from. if you made the right investments in the stock. So I worked with, our theme was sort of, we were the uh, servant, if you will, or helper assistant to the doctor. And so we spent a lot of time with doctors, and I learned to help assist the physicians in installing pacemakers, and I used to go out and do that once in a while as a backup to our sales. I worked on quite a few different projects. I guess I have about 15 patents to do with medical devices, and to this day, I just enjoy talking to doctors. Even my doctors here, I have a whole team of them that keep me going. And when they hear that I worked for Medtronic, they was, wow. And in fact, last year when I had to go up to Sarasota for cardiac ablation with Dr. Eckhart, he ended up thanking me for my contributions to the industry. So it's kind of a good feeling to have that to glow around one's head.
And then tell us a little bit about what the Interact kids are doing. Have you had I know because of COVID, you can't go in there, but have you heard any news of what they're doing?
Nothing lately. I've tried contacting Susan, but she hasn't responded. So I'm not quite sure what they're doing.
Well, they were kind of active at Christmas, right? Didn't they end up doing some filling up some shoe boxes for some seniors?
Yes, they did 4 shoe boxes, and were enthusiastic at all contacts, but I don't think they ever followed through on that.
Mm.
This virus has just done us all in.
Yes, Janet and I know firsthand all about this virus, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
I have a question for you.
okay.
Where in Minnesota did you live?
I lived in Fridley, which was a northern suburb of Minneapolis, first string suburb.
Which one?
Pardon?
Which one?
Fridley.
Fridley.
Yeah.
What Rotary Club were you a member of in Minnesota? Was that the Fridley Club?
Yeah, it was Fridley, Columbia Heights.
Okay.
We covered both suburbs. And we had a lot of golfers. It was nice being in a Rotary Club in a small town because unlike here, everybody was represented in the club. Like we had somebody from the police department, somebody, the superintendent of schools, and everybody else around town that was doing anything was in the club. So it was kind of neat.
Well, while you were in Fridley in Columbia Heights, I was in Egan at that time.
Oh yeah, I know Egan. We kind of had the city sandwiched in between us then.
We did indeed.
So I think next week we have, we'll just wrap it up because it looks like they're not being able to get back on. Next week we have Green Dot, which Deb briefly mentioned. It's about the human trafficking, unfortunately, that we still have in our area. I don't know if you guys know, but our area from from Tampa to Miami is a big segue for human trafficking. And it's not really talked about that much over here, but there are actually several different types of organizations that that deal with the human trafficking here in Sarasota and Charlotte County. So Green Dot is one of them. I'm going to have another one come my presidency. She's actually, she was an actual victim of it, and she's in Sarasota, and she's a big spokesman. And one of her best friends is John Voight, which is Angelina Jolie's father, and he's become her mentor. She got into the human trafficking, I think, if I remember correctly, when she got into the showbiz industry, and she got wrapped up into that when she was a young girl. So her story's quite unique, and she's here local, and she's a very big advocate of it. So, and then Janet did FP&L. That should be really interesting.
Well, I want to say one thing about human trafficking. My aunt and my 3 cousins were moving out of Hollywood, and the movers were part of the operation for that. And they kidnapped my aunt and my 3 cousins, and it took us 2.5 years to find them. And we found one of them in South America. And so our family went through it, and we weren't allowed to talk about it for years because, but we have experience here in where it happened. So I just think it's close to my heart because people don't realize, and if people are serving other people when you're out in at grocery stores and things like that, it makes a huge difference. You could change somebody's life by seeing those things. Referring a good person is, important. I don't know. I really have it touches our heart. So I just
I
wanted
had
to.
no idea. So we've got some interesting speakers coming up, I think, for the next second half of the year. So, but glad everybody right now in the club is healthy, and hopefully we'll all be vaccinated by spring. And we can start maybe meeting in person again. I know I'm not going to meet until all of my family members have been vaccinated, especially with this second strain that's coming out, because even though I had the first version of it, I can get, I guess, this other version. So I'm staying home.
Let's hope that's not true. Nobody knows yet.
Yeah, so we will see.
Well, the government has to start getting a better system of distributing the vaccines. Hopefully, in the next few weeks, they'll figure things out, and it will be the vaccine will become available here in Florida on a more regular basis. I think right now, Charlotte County has only received less than 3,000 doses, and we need to cross our fingers that that's going to improve, and that all of us old folks will have it available for us.
Yeah, I think once it gets into Walgreens and CVS, it might get a little bit better.
I hope it hurries up because I'm out there with the people. So
Yes.
I'm, my husband has a lung disease, so I'm very susceptible. He's, in that age bracket. I'm really close. So I'm scared. Every time I come home, I look like something out of, I don't know, Mars. I put all my clothes in a plastic bag and I do all the gel, and it's pretty scary out there. But hey, I do want to say I'm out there. So Ken, Marie, Tracy, Walt, if you guys need anything, please don't hesitate to find me, call me, email me, and say, hey, can you stop and pick one thing up for me? I mean, we're all in this together, and I think we're all a village, and our Rotary is a family. So if you guys need anything, since I am out, I'm just saying, I'm here if you need me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I guess on that little happy note, I don't know, Walt, do you want to do the 4-way test, and then we will leave it from there?
Oh, sure. Everybody unmute themselves and recite with me, if you would, the things that Murdoch, and that's just a habit. The things Rotarians think, say, and do. First, is it the truth?
The truth.
Second, Is it
Is
fair
it
to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And fifth, let it be fun.
Let it be
There you
fun.
go.
Yes.
Thank
We'll
you.
get,
Okay.
we'll get the fun back after everybody gets vaccinated.
Okay. Nice talking to everybody. Hopefully we'll be able to get together next
Stay
Thursday,
safe.
next
Stay
Tuesday
safe, everybody.
and do this again at noon. So
Yeah.
everybody have a nice week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.